Hello everyone, greetings for the day. Welcome back to the tutorial on ISTQB. This is Neeraj Kumar Singh and you are watching Agile Tester Certification. In today's tutorial, we are done with the chapter 1 and we'll be looking quickly on the sample questions of the chapter 1. So let's understand more about what we can expect from this particular chapter. So we are looking at the very first question of this chapter and let's see what the question is all about, and that's from the very first topic, the Agile Manifesto. The Agile Manifesto has 4 statements of values. Match the following Agile values on the left with its traditional counterpart on the right. So if you see here, we have got customer collaboration. So if you remember the manifesto part, it really said, which is quite straightforward to remember, that customer collaboration over contract negotiation. And the second one is responding to change over the following a plan, individual interaction over the process and tools, and working software over comprehensive documentation. So the right combination, it is straightforward. If you could just recall the learnings what we have done so far, the right option is B here, which is exactly matching with this. So no justification required for this. This is very straightforward from the syllabus, which you just have to take care of. So let's look at another question from here. Which of the following statements best reflects one of the values of the Agile Manifesto? Now, we are talking about the values of the Agile Manifesto here, where generally we're talking about the principles which we have understood, and we are looking at the understanding on the same. So what is that which is best reflecting one of the values? So we have got here A, working software allows the customer to provide rapid feedback to the developer. Seems to be absolutely fine, but we need to cross-check the other option as well. B, developers should use unit testing tools to support the testing process. That's good from the testing point of view, but has nothing to do with the Agile Manifesto. Business representatives should provide a backlog of user stories and their estimates to the team. That is from the release planning point of view, or maybe iteration, or no, that's from the release planning point of view. That's nothing to do with Agile Manifesto. D, adopting plans to change tools. Of course, adopting plans to change adds no real value to the Agile project. Of course, it adds a lot of value. So that is actually a contradicting statement with the Agile Manifesto, one of the values of that. So I think here the right option is A, which is absolutely fine and to the point, which could be considered as the right answer here. Let's look at the next one, where we are talking about another aspect, which is like, which two of the following statements are true? Now, when you talk about this, of course, we are given with the 4 statements here, and we need to look at what is the right answer for this. Early feedback gives the developers more time to develop new system features because they spend less time reworking features expecting in a given iteration. Now, that's look little different, but we will look at the justification once we are done with all 4. 2. Early feedback enables Agile testing team to deliver features with the highest business value first, because the customer maintains focus on the feature with the highest system value first. Now, when you talk about the customer collaboration, of course, the prioritization can be done by the customer, and based on that, we can deliver what they want at the earliest. So 2 seems to be quite good and fine. 3. Early feedback reduces cost because it decreases the amount of time needed for system testing. I don't know how exactly it is related to that, because when you talk about early feedback, it generally helps you to determine the what to be done first, and consistent feedback from the same. Number 4, early feedback makes it more likely that the system built is what the customer wanted, because they are given the opportunity to make changes throughout the iterations, and this is one of the input from the same. So let's look into that. We have got 2 and 4. The most relevant option is the right answer, and that's where we think C is the right answer for the same. Let's look at number 4. We're talking about during an iteration planning. So this is from the release and iteration planning. During an iteration planning meeting, the team is sharing their thoughts about a user story. The product owner advises that the customer should have one screen to enter information, that's like a dashboard. The developer explains that there are technical limitations for the feature due to the amount of information needed to be captured on the screen. Another developer says that there are risks about performance as the information will be stored in an external offsite database. Now, which of the following would best represent a tester contribution to this discussion? So generally when you have to recall the information from the point of iteration planning, that what is the tester contribution to the iteration planning. So generally when you say that, let's look at the option. The tester advises that the screen for the user story needs to be a single page to reduce the test automation effort. And not really, automation will be decided by the tester here. So of course he can look at some other thing, but not specific to that how the single page has to do with the automation efforts. The tester advises that usability is more important than performance. That cannot be a statement which will be made by the tester again. The tester advises that the performance acceptance criteria should be standard, maximum of 1 second for the data storage. That's a client negotiation where the client can generally determine that what they are exactly looking at, and it's not us from the testing point of view. So last one, the tester advises that the user story needs acceptance criteria to be testable. Yes, this is from the testing specific point of view, that generally a tester can say that we would need to have an acceptance criteria, and that acceptance criteria has to be testable, because at the end, if it meets, we meet the expectation of the client. So D is the right answer here. Let's look at the one more question from this chapter, and we should be clear with the objectives of this particular chapter. Which of the following items should not be raised during a retrospective meeting? So now this is a negative statement that they're asking you which should not be raised during a retrospective meeting. And let's see what is that which is not to be raised. So starting with A, there should be more emphasis on unit testing in the future to improve overall quality. Yes, that could be one thing which can be added in the retrospective from the contribution, in terms of understanding what should be done more compared to anything else depending on the iteration outcomes. The second one is the build process is manual and takes too long. Research and implementation of an automated build framework should be done here. So of course, when you determine that the manual is taking a lot of time, then maybe you can look forward to have an automation deployment, because this is one of the inputs from the continuous integration, that generally these are automated. And of course, we generally use automation tools for that. C, tester XYZ is struggling to find defects. Test design training is required for this resource. I don't think when you talk about a development team of the Agile are highly skilled people, so that should be not. And then and other way around, generally we say that this is a prerequisite, not the retrospective meeting. Retrospective meeting is something which happens after the iteration completes, to see that what general mistakes we have done, and we try to overcome that, instead of looking at the prerequisite which should be dealt with in the beginning itself. The next one is automated regression test suites are taking too long to run. Then a review of the test to eliminate redundant or unnecessary tests is required. That should be again considered in terms of like what we are doing and what we are not doing, so it can be contributed well. So I think from the total discussion and understanding of the options, we say that it is the right option is C. So the right answer for this question is C here. So that's all from here, team. I hope you have got the idea and understanding that how the questions can be expected from this particular chapter. We have more questions to come from, so you can look for the more details in the description. Maybe I'll add more value. If you have anything else to ask, you can put it in the comment box. I'll be there to give you a right answer for that. So stay tuned for upcoming tutorials. We'll be getting started with chapter 2, and I'll provide you more details on the upcoming topics. So in case you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. That will help you to get notified with the latest updates on the tutorials, and also I'll help you to make you understand with other technologies coming up next. So stay tuned for the same, and happy learning, team. Take care. Thanks for watching the video.